The royal love story of Crown Princess Mary and Crown Prince Frederik. Today, let's talk about the story of Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. It is said that among European royalty, there are three major fashion icons: Queen Letizia of Spain, Princess Catherine of Wales, and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. Although Mary may not be as famous as the first two, she is very popular in Denmark due to her sweet appearance, gentle personality, outstanding fashion sense, and consistently good physique over the years. After marrying into the royal family, Mary has had very few negative news stories. Of course, this success is not solely her own. When she first arrived from Australia, she dressed somewhat modestly, had no aristocratic background, and only knew a few simple phrases in Danish. Despite this, when she appeared beside the admired crown prince, the Danish people were quite accepting. Local newspapers even enthusiastically suggested to Queen Margaret to quickly approve this marriage. Imagine if this had happened in the UK. There would likely be many sarcastic comments and criticisms. Now let's introduce this beautiful crown princess. Her original name is Mary Elizabeth Donaldson, born in 1972, making her 4 years younger than Crown Prince Frederik. Her hometown is the scenic island of Tasmania in Australia, located at the southernmost tip of the country. Mary comes from a family with 4 siblings, and she is the youngest. Her father is a university professor. Her mother also works at the university, making them part of the affluent middle class. With the love of her parents and siblings, Mary had a happy and fulfilling childhood. In addition to her studies, she cultivated various hobbies, such as playing the piano, flute, field hockey, and swimming. After graduating from high school, she enrolled at the University of Tasmania, where she studied commerce and law. Such a life trajectory initially had no connection to European royalty. It's worth noting that Tasmania is located at the southern end of the southern hemisphere, while Denmark is in northern Europe. The two places span the continents of Asia and Europe and the Indian Ocean, with a distance of nearly 20,000 kilometers. Even a flight takes more than 20 hours to cover. So how did she happen to meet the Danish prince, and how did the two manage to connect across such a vast distance? Firstly, let me introduce this Danish prince, Frederik. When he was born, his mother, Margaret, was then only the crown princess. Therefore, his birth naturally captured the attention of all Danish media and the public. At the age of 4, his grandfather, who was also Denmark's King Frederik IX, passed away. Following the ascension of Frederik's mother, Margaret, to the throne as Queen of Denmark, he became the crown prince in succession. Consequently, his entire childhood, adolescence, and youth were spent under the scrutiny of various media and cameras. Frederik's father is Prince Henrik, and due to his outstanding qualities, the expectations placed on Frederik were particularly high. He was expected to excel in areas such as language, arts, and sports. However, Frederik differed in personality from his parents, especially his lively and active younger brother. He was more sensitive and introverted. Throughout his adolescence, he spent his time in self-discovery and self-doubt. When adolescence finally passed and Frederik turned 18, his mother, Queen Margaret II, held a grand coming-of-age ceremony for him. After coming of age, Frederik finally broke free from his parents' constraints. He abandoned the literary and artistic path his parents had expected him to take and instead found a more suitable one for himself, joining the military. He spent over a decade moving from the Navy to the Air Force, and the experience made him more mature and charming. At the same time, he embarked on his journey of love. His girlfriends ranged from high school classmates to college companions, from singers to actresses, and each one of them was a beauty. The most famous among his girlfriends was a lingerie model, and there were even rumors of their engagement. However, due to opposition from the royal family, they parted ways. So, as Frederik crossed into his early 30s, he remained unmarried. In the year 2000, during the Summer Olympics held in Sydney, Frederik, along with other close European royal family members, flew to Australia. Among them were Frederik's brother, Prince Joachim, Prince Philip of Spain, and Prince Nikolaos of the Greek royal family. In a place like Australia, especially when the entire nation was celebrating the Olympics, nobody treated the princes from Europe with anything less than admiration. One night during the competition, these princes enjoyed a rare moment of relaxation at a local bar. As they were drinking and chatting, A group of attractive local girls at the adjacent table successfully caught their attention. It wasn't just because the girls were beautiful, but also because of the topic they were discussing. What kind of men are the most charming? Those with smooth chests or those with dense chest hair? Typically, in Western countries, the prevailing aesthetic is that men with chest hair are considered sexier. However, one of the girls at the neighboring table boldly exclaimed, "I like men without chest hair, smooth to touch." This statement caught Frederik's attention, and he stood up, lifting his t-shirt. Soon, the other princes also followed suit, raising their t-shirts, joining in to compete and prove themselves. The girls were unabashed, not only looking at the princes' chests, but also casually touching them. In the end, the girl who preferred third smooth chests declared Frederik as the winner. They engaged in lively conversation until 3 in the morning, and Frederik, satisfied, took the girl's phone number before leaving the bar. Unsurprisingly, that girl turned out to be the future Crown Princess of Denmark, Mary. Frederik was quite experienced in matters of the heart. The next day, he called Mary, and they immediately started the routine of daily phone conversations, even though they came from opposite ends of the earth. It seemed like they had a He immediately halted all of his planned activities in Australia and flew back to Denmark by his grandmother's bedside. Frederik told her that he had met the girl destined for him. The subsequent story is one we are all familiar with. The Playboy Crown Prince of Denmark. Frederik wandered around for over a decade, finally completely captivated by Mary. They overcame all the challenges of a long-distance relationship and quietly sealed their commitment for a lifetime the following year. Originally working at an advertising agency in Australia, Mary secured a position in Paris in 2001, bringing her closer to Frederik. There were rumors that after her move to Paris, the Danish royal family began arranging various training sessions for Mary, including royal etiquette and Danish language lessons. Prince Henrik, in the presence of his grandchildren, shed the severity he had towards his sons and became a kind and gentle grandfather. Crown Princess Mary, after having 4 children, not only maintained her figure but also became increasingly fashionable, sophisticated, and elegant. She exhibited a sense of style in her clothing, refined makeup, and every gesture, embodying the grace of royalty. Even celebrity magazines have praised her as the world's best-dressed woman. On May 26, 2018, Crown Prince Frederik celebrated his 50th birthday with a grand party hosted by the Danish royal family. Mary, at the party, delivered a heartfelt and humorous speech entirely in Danish as a birthday gift to her husband. The speech seemed to touch Prince Frederik deeply, and there appeared to be a hint of moisture in the corners of his eyes.